Hey everyone, it's Peter Kerr from Daydream Nation, and today I've got a very special guest, Reb Beach from Winger. How are you, Reb?
I'm great, Peter. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, doing fine. So, Reb, you've got the epic final farewell tour for Winger. Is this finally the end?
Yeah, it is for Australia, that's for sure, and Japan, and Europe. And Winger basically couldn't get arrested in Europe, which is too bad because we love it over there. But yeah, if someone offers Kip a lot of money, he'll probably do like a festival
Yep.
a year from now or whatever. But he's really just wants to go full on classical. He gets embarrassed if he messes up one note when he's singing this stuff. Like he'll have trouble on three notes and miles away, and then at the end of the show, he'll say to me, "I can't do this anymore, man. It's so embarrassing." And I'm like, "Three notes, Skip. All these other guys in the '80s bands sound terrible. You sound just like the record, and nobody heard those three notes. Trust me." Um, but it's a lot of pressure on him to sing that stuff at his age, and he has to really work hard at keeping his throat in shape. And he'd rather just write uh, violins.
Was this the ultimate dream gig for you to
Yeah,
work
it's
with
the
David
ultimate
Cutler?
gig for a guitar player. Funny enough, I auditioned for Hall and Oates a month before that, and I didn't get it because I was really nervous and I didn't read music. And I learned it by ear, and they said this chord, that's the right chord, but you're playing in the wrong place. You got to play it up here. And I'm like, I don't know that chord. I got to learn it, and so I didn't get it. But thank God I didn't get it. I got Whitesnake, and a year later, I saw all those guys in the Hall and Oates band, and they said, "You're so lucky you got that gig. This gig is so boring. You're a rich girl, and it's just all happy little playtime. There's barely any solos. It was a real gig for a rock star, and staying at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and private planes, and it was doesn't get any better than that for a guitar player."
Did it take a while to adjust working with Doug Aldridge because you're a part of a duo? I've interviewed Doug and he's got an interesting take. It took a little bit to sort of get into that sort of groove. What's your perspective in working with Doug initially?
I mean, it was Doug's gig. Doug got it before I did. He was the music director. He chose who did solos. He got all the good solos because he was the Sykes guy. I was the Steve Vai guy. So if it was a, boring blues solo, I got it. And if it was, the awesome Sykes solo, he was obviously the guy to do that with his Les Paul and blonde hair, and he can do that stuff. So it worked out that way for a while, and the spotlight was on him. It's funny, when I first got the gig, David said, "Now, Rebel, would you mind if you're going to be stage right?" And I'm like, "I don't know, what's the difference?" He's, "Well, the difference is you'd be on my right instead of my left." And I'm like, "Oh, well, if that's the difference, then fine." No, that's not the difference. The stage left place is the star place, because on stage right is the guitar and bass player. So we're kind of together, but the one guy, oh, with all the spotlights, there's only two. So one was on Doug, one was on me. Um, that's how it was. And I didn't mind it. I would have played behind the amps. I was just happy to be in Whitesnake.
Yeah, absolutely. With I've got to ask the question. What's the current situation with David? I think there was some scuttlebutt that he might do another album and get the Whitesnake family back. Have you heard anything from David on that front?
David sends us jokes all the time. I need to give him a call and see what's up. I know I heard something about that too. Um, I know he's talked about it. I did an interview yesterday where it went straight to blabbermouth, like right to blabbermouth. Reb Beach says, and I've said it before. I I don't see David going on a big long tour. He doesn't need to. Um I know he loves to perform, but I know that travel really exhausts him. So I see him doing like a kind of farewell Vegas run, a couple weeks in Vegas, something like that. which would be great. I would love to be a part of that. I'd love to be a part of anything that David does. I love working with David. I lived with David for many months, and I cooked him dinner and many times. Like he loves my steak. We've watched movies together. It's great hanging with him.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. It
so
seemed like there
anything,
was a very close knit family for a long time.
yeah, 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 very long time, 20 years.
Absolutely. What's your proudest moment in Whitesnake? Out of the
I had a
record?
couple.
Yeah.
Oh, the recording?
Yeah, any of those albums that you recorded with Whitesnake?
Well, it was always a dream of mine to write with David. And so when Doug went his separate ways, then, I asked to be music director and David said, okay. And so I came in with songs. Hoekstra came in with songs. I wrote Hey You and Shut Up and Kiss Me, which I thought was going to be the end of my career when David told me that's what he wanted the name of the song to be. I think there already is a song called that. Uh,
Slide it in.
that was a
Part
dream.
two.
Also,
Part two.
part two, yeah, right. But no, I think maybe my favorite record. I hated it when it came out because it sounded like crap. The Purple album really sounded like crap when it was just mixed poorly. But they got a new remix on it that just came out maybe a year ago.
Yeah, beefed it
Uh,
up.
Chris Collier mixed it.
Mm,
Wow, is it cool? It sounds like a 70s record. It's really the way I wanted it to sound when we did it. I put a lot of work into that record. But yeah, Flesh and Blood is a good record, and I thought Forevermore, Doug's album he did was a really good. That was a well done record.
and those
I was
records sold really well in Europe. You had a big following. It sort of put Whitesnake back on the map, didn't it? In Europe and the UK, getting some good crowds.
which the Purple.
Oh no, no, just yeah, the Forevermore and the Purple album.
Forevermore was great.
Yeah.
Doug did a fantastic job on that, and the Purple tour was very successful for
Mm,
Whitesnake. Really, really, that was a big one.
absolutely.